And all that for you to do that.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Podcast the 13th. I'm Jerome.
And I'm Nick.
And it took me a little too long to find that theme song this time. How long are we in this now?
3.5 minutes.
It took me 3.5 minutes to play the theme song. I don't know if all that's going in or not.
I fucking hope not.
So today we watched Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning. And, you know, oh boy.
How many Oscars did this win?
None. So, the previous movies...
Can you turn this shit off?
No. The previous movies were absolute shit. This one was just stupid.
Yep.
Yeah. So, this one, guess how much the budget was?
$5.
No. $2.2 million.
Where did that money go? Like an ambulance doesn't cost $2.5 million.
I honestly don't know.
A barn doesn't cost $2.5 million.
You want to know how much it made?
No.
$21.9 million. And
that's 10 times
that's
more.
why this franchise exists still.
Yep. And dumb fucks like us are fucking watching
Watching it and doing a podcast.
Yeah. Fucking hate you.
This is like the best idea. This is the best idea I've ever had.
The waste of an hour and a half.
All right, so let me...
turn this fucking music off.
Yeah, I got it. All right, so you want to just dive right into the plot?
Yeah, please.
Anything you want to say before we go into the plot?
Yeah, this movie's stupid.
You know, I've noticed as the movies go on, you take less and less notes. To this point now, you don't even bother bringing out your notepad.
What am I going to do? Oh, a guy's taking a shit. He got stabbed. Twice. He was Juana Man.
All right, well, so... Several years after the demise of the mass murderer Jason Voorhees, the youngest...
That they buried an inch underground.
No, it wasn't real. That was a dream.
Oh, I forgot. Sorry.
The youngest survivor, Tommy Jarvis, awakens from his...
The same guy from the last movie.
From a nightmare of his
Yes?
I don't know what it is, but this podcast makes me, like...
Not be able to talk?
It, like, kicks in me, like, I don't even know how to describe the words.
It's not being able to talk.
Yeah. All right, so Tommy Jarvis awakens from a nightmare of him witnessing two grave robbers digging up Jason Voorhees' body. Jason rises from the grave and murders the grave robbers before advancing towards Tommy.
Which?
Yeah?
It was a dream.
Yeah.
But they did bury him with his fucking machete.
Yeah, in his dream, he really needs to plan better.
Right.
Then they do... so
better in your dream.
Yeah, I had a weird dream the other night. We don't need to get into that.
Okay.
It's me and Nick rollerblading. Upon arrival at Pinehurst Halfway House, whose grandfather, George, works... I skipped a section. Sorry. The Halfway House, a secluded resident treatment facility. Tommy is introduced to Director Pam Roberts, Dr. Matt Letter, and in his assigned room, Tommy also meets Reggie, a boy whose grandfather, George, works as the kitchen cook. Other teens introduced are Redhead Robin, Goth Violet, Shy Jake, Short-Tempered Vic, and...
Was he short-tempered?
Compulsive eager Joey.
Compulsive eater?
Oh, yeah, I said eager.
Okay.
Fuck, why did I get stuck with reading the plot on here?
It's entertainment.
The sheriff brings... The sheriff brings two more residents, Eddie and Tina, after catching them have sex in the neighbor Ethan Hubbard's lawn. Ethan Hubbard and her son Junior show up and threaten to have the house closed down if the teens do not stop sneaking into their property. That lady was a bit fucking annoying. Ethel. I think I called her Ethan. The whole time I read that, I think I was calling her Ethan. Her name's Ethel.
I just went with it. I can't make fun of everything you say.
But yeah, her and her son were real fucking stupid. We could have done without the whole plot in the movie, and it would have been fine. Except I really did like when she goes, "Shut the fuck up, you dildo, and eat your soup."
Yeah, that was funny.
That was the best part.
Yeah, I mean, it had no... The whole movie was horrible.
Just stupid.
Yeah. Now, I like the fact... Okay, so, like, you have Corey Feldman show up.
Yeah, in a dream.
I read that they wanted to do the whole movie about him.
Uh-huh. And he didn't want to do it?
No, he's doing Goonies. So he was like... So they just had him film that one part. They make it... So they fucked it up from the beginning.
Yeah.
But At no point was I was like, oh, I wonder if that's really Jason. I didn't care. He's just
some
dude with a hockey mask.
Towards the end, I was like, oh, I guess it is Jason. He just took a different mask or whatever. And then
and then I was like, oh no, it's the ambulance driver with a mask on.
So okay, since we're talking about the ending already, I thought about this when I was pissing after the movie. So they say like, oh, because later in the plot, his son gets murdered.
Oh,
Joey.
Yeah,
you
Joey.
find out. And he's like, oh, he killed everybody because they fucking killed his son. So he killed those two random fucking
Fonzie and Chachi.
Yeah, he killed them. He killed a police officer. Killed another random couple like at a diner.
I was kind of glad he killed his buddy, the other ambulance guy. Yeah, he was a dick.
But like he killed so many random people that had nothing to do with his son dying, and now they're like, oh, that was the reason. That threw him off the rails.
Yeah, it's fucking stupid.
All right. So later that day, Vic kills Joey. Oh, I just had to read a sentence to get to that. With an axe. And is subsequently arrested. Attending ambulance drivers Duke and Roy Burns discover the body. Roy is saddened by the death, but Duke believes that the murder was a harmless prank.
It's just a prank, brah.
Well, I don't know if harmless would be the way to describe it.
Yeah, it's just a prank, bro.
Harmless plank. Harmless prank.
I do want to say, since we fucked up so much, you guys should go follow the Twitter account, Podcast the 13th. That's the best way to keep up the show and find out when new episodes are coming out. But also, I've been editing little clips and uploading little clips of us there. Like, are you
going to put harmless plank on there?
Maybe. Little fuck-ups in the podcast or just little funny things that like when we cut to clips in it, so stuff like that. So if you enjoy this podcast, you should go follow that Twitter. So that night, two punks, Vinny and Pete, are murdered by...
Fonzie and Chachi.
That night, two punks, Fonzie and Chachi, are murdered by the unseen assailant after their car breaks down the following night. Billy and his friend Lana are killed with an axe.
A lot of shits in this movie, I noticed.
Yeah. And that was weird. He's like, I'm going to go take a shit. You fix my car.
Yeah. Okay.
And because Beck starts singing,
Who
you
wrote
didn't fix
this piece of shit?
The music was by Harry Manapanadanadini.
I don't believe that for a second.
Story by Martin Christrasser and David Cohen. I can't even say my grandmother's maiden name. The screenplay was by Martin Christrasser, David Cohen, and Danny Steinman. I look like a disabled kid when we do this podcast. So where was I? The following night, Billy and his friend Lana are killed with an axe. Panic begins to ensue by the mayor.
Excuse me?
Oh, sorry, not by the mayor. But the mayor refuses to believe sheriff's claim that somehow Jason Voorhees has returned.
I'm not sure which is more confusing, the plot of the movie or you reading it.
Me reading it? Yeah. The next day, Tina and Eddie sneak off into the woods to have sex. Ethel's farmhand...
Whose real name is Deborah Voorhees.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
Do you think that's why she got cast?
Well, that and those boobs.
Oh, okay. Ethel's farmhand Raymond is killed... Whatever. Is killed by spying on the two. While Eddie leaves to go wash off in the creek, Tina is murdered. Eddie returns to find her dead and is also killed.
Crazy.
You notice how I'm reading the plot and it's just like, this guy died like this. This guy died like this. This guy died like this. It's not like, oh, so they went down to the bar. The gang chatted.
At first, I was thinking to myself as they were killing people, oh, well, at least they're like killing people different ways.
Yeah, like making that bitch go blind and all that.
Yeah, and then he stabbed like 14 people in a row with an axe
in the stomach, and they started doing those off-screen kills that they did in the first couple again. This was a lot like the first two movies, except they took the shitty parts of those movies and said, let's make a movie just about those moments.
Yeah, it was really bad.
Meanwhile, Tommy and Pam accompany Reggie to visit Reggie's brother, Demon. I didn't realize his name was Demon.
Yeah, I saw that. Demon
and his girlfriend, Anita. Apple bomb. You gotcha me. While there, Junior has a fight with Tommy. After Reggie and Pam leave, that fight with Tommy was real weird. He just walks up with a motorcycle and scares him.
And then turned into like...
and then he turned the Karate Kid or whatever.
Yeah.
Why didn't he do that when Jason was there? I thought he was going to kick Jason's ass in the end.
So did I. And then he just let him stab him in the chest. Or slice him.
Yeah, and then passed out upstairs in the farm.
Yeah.
Fucking stupid. So he has a fight with Tommy. After Reggie and Pam leave, Demon and Anita are murdered at the Hubbard farm. Oh, they just... I'm real bad at... I think I noticed what I'm doing is I read how I would write, and I don't put periods in shit places. So it's just Demon and Anita are murdered, and then I completely skip the period here and go to where they're talking about the next situation.
Yeah, they teach you that in school.
Yeah. Okay, so at Hubbard Farm, Ethel and Junior are both killed as well. Pam leaves Reggie at the halfway house to go look for Tommy. After Reggie falls asleep, the killer enters and murders Jake, Robin, and Violet. Yeah, that was just that one. I think it was Jake. He's trying to fuck that one girl, and she starts laughing at him. So he walks upstairs.
Did you blame her?
No, but then so he gets killed, and he just walks in every room. That one chick was dancing. She was like doing the robot and shit and doing all that. And he hides in her closet.
Yeah, he was quick. First he was sneaky. Then she turns around. He's not there anymore.
So Reggie awakens just as Pam returns. Before they discovered the dead bodies in Tommy's room, why did the killer just why didn't he just leave him where he was? That was totally just to make us be like, oh, Tommy's the killer.
Did it though?
Well, but that's what it was supposed to do, but it didn't because the movie's shit.
What killer kills people and then puts their bodies in their room?
I don't know, a dumb one.
I mean, I didn't kill him in my room. Let me drag him over here. Make fucking tic-tac-toe with their ass.
The killer revealed to be wearing Jason's hockey mask. Not true. It's a different mask. It's got blue shit on it, like the pop figure we got. Bursts into the house. Did you notice, like, Jason can't just, like, open the door and walk in. The door has to fucking blow up and splinters flying everywhere.
Well, not when he murdered the fucking chick doing the robot. He snuck in.
I guess that's true.
Yeah. Would have been a lot more entertaining had he just done that.
And chases them out into the rain and discovers the body of Duke, Matt, and George. So they ran out of the house, all the way through the woods to Grandma's house. We go to the cop car, and like, oh fuck, he's dead.
It was an ambulance.
Ambulance, and then Jason's like, yeah, behind the cop car somehow.
Yeah, that motherfucker's fast.
And then they're like, oh, shit, let's just go back to the house. That black kid just booked it out of there.
Okay, so as shitty as this movie was, him screaming when Jason pops up from the ambulance, best scream so far.
That was pretty good. So Pam...
I remember him from, like, Different Strokes and shit.
The black kid?
Yeah.
Did he scream like that in it because Jason wanted to kill him?
No, I don't think so.
So Pam rushes towards the barn, chased by Jason, but Jason is struck by a tractor driven by Reggie.
Okay. Let's talk about that. First of all, she falls down.
Yeah, and takes 15 minutes to get back up.
She can't get up. The leaves are just killing her, taking her out. Like,
I get it's raining. Like, oh, it's slippery. But like,
she's like, nah.
She had plenty of time to get up.
Yeah,
she could have taken her time and got up and still made it away from Jason.
So she can't get up. So then Jason decides to stab her. So he lifts the fucking machete, like
slow-mo, like he always has to, because it's the last people.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, I'm ready, and then. What's his name?
Reggie.
Reggie comes out of the barn with a tractor, fucking
going 1 mile per hour,
but breaks the door.
Yeah.
And then Jason's like, "Oh shit!"
And then gets hit, falls 4 feet, and is passed out for like a minute.
Well, it literally took like 2 minutes. He's like, and then he hits him, and then he flies down, and then they just hover over his body and stare at him.
Yeah.
I mean, we all know these movies are stupid, but fucking come on.
I lost my place. Oh, here I am. So
I think we're at the tractor.
So, I lost the tractor. He'll be ready to hug him. Oh, pushes towards the barn. He's struck by a tractor driven by Reggie. They run into the barn and hide as Jason comes to find them. And they skip this part, but so Reggie's up top, and I think it's Pam all of a sudden pops out with a fucking chainsaw. And they start sword fighting in the barn with chainsaws and machetes and all that. And then, of course, hers stops.
I called that.
Yeah. So then she throws it at him. And then Tommy walks in, and they're like, Tommy! And Jason's like, what the fuck? Turns around. And they're supposed to have this moment. All of a sudden, he's thinking of everything from the last movie, his sister yelling at him and all that. So Tommy comes shortly after and believes Jason to be a hallucination until he's attacked. You know, even if I'm hallucinating Jason, he gets like 2 feet from me, I'm still booking it.
See, I didn't get that.
I figured he was that, because he did the whole movie. He's like, "Is that Jason?" Wink, 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 wink. Oh, he's gone.
Oh, see, I just thought, oh fuck, he's finally here. Fuck, he cut me. Never even thought of the hallucination part.
See, if I was Tommy, I'd be like, you know, I've been hallucinating you with your normal mask. What's this blue shit you got going on? I would have like called bullshit on Jason.
Or your hallucination.
I guess. I don't know.
I don't think I would notice the blue shit on his mask. I gotta be honest.
See, that other guy, he just didn't get the facts right.
I do have a question for you. It has nothing to do with the movie, but
what?
If you're so sure about the mask, why'd you have Mom buy the same pop figure twice?
I thought she didn't have. I don't pay attention to puppers often. I just knew she had a normal Jason. I didn't know she had a normal Jason and the blue mask Jason.
So now we have 2.
Yeah. But now it's yours. So together, they get Jason to fall out. Okay, they skipped a lot. So
did they?
I mean, yeah. This is the only plot part of the movie, really. So they get Jason. He climbs up the ladder, which I don't know what their whole It seemed like there's a plan, but then the way they reacted, I'm guessing they didn't. But so Tommy's passed out on the floor. The little black kid peeks his head out. Jason goes to attack him, and then they tumble for a while trying to fight. They push Jason out the window, and of course he caught on to the end.
That was a good hand by him.
Yeah, and he's trying to pull out the black kid, and then Tommy comes and saves the day. So they get Jason to fall out the window, and is killed upon landing on the harrow below. The killer revealed to have not been Jason, but Roy Burns all along.
Crazy.
Did you see that coming?
No.
What about that part where the sheriff's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "Ah,
are you talking to me?
Talking to me?" He's like, "What? You said something. Are you talking to me?"
No. No, sir.
So
is that a hockey mask in your pocket? You just happy to see me?
At the hospital, the sheriff tells Pam that Joey was Roy's son, and after seeing him slaughtered, he lost his sanity and adopted Jason's identity to kill everyone at the house and apparently random people too. Yeah. Apparently blaming them all.
But not Vic, the guy that killed his son.
Yeah.
Because he got taken away in the police car.
Yeah.
Go fucking figure.
So blaming them all for the death, Tommy, after awakening from a nightmare where he kills Pam in his room, which is real fucking creepy, awakens from a hallucination of Jason. He hallucinates him again in his room with the Jerome mask. He's bleeding because
I think he hallucinated in his dream.
Yeah.
Or he dreamed in
but
his
he faces his fears, which makes Jason's hallucination disappear. He hears Pam approaching and throws his bed through the window. I didn't realize that was his bed. And appears to...
if you become Jason, you can throw shit through windows.
That's true. He does that a lot.
Yeah.
And he appears to have been escaped.
Bodies.
When she rushes into the room, he appears behind her wearing Roy's hockey mask and wielding a kitchen knife. Think he killed her?
Nah.
Yeah, I don't think so either because I looked at the description for the next movie.
Really? I was just joking.
Yeah.
I just didn't care if he killed her, I guess.
No, well, the next movie's about him and his friends hanging out. So I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he's got friends now. He said 4 fucking words this movie. Now he's got friends.
That's what the description says. So what were your feelings on this movie?
It fucking sucked balls.
Like rank them.
Like 1 machete.
1 through 5. Like movies 1 through 5. Which ones are your favorite?
4, 1. Fuck. And then it's a tie for last.
That's the rest from 3 and...
I'll give 3 the third place because at least it's
because it was 3D and it's pretty...
Yeah.
And plus it gave us our sweet theme song, you know what I mean? Like,
Don't play that fucking song, please.
You know what it reminds me of? Who's watching? I always feel like somebody's watching me.
You know what reminds me?
What?
We have to watch another one of these fucking things next week.
We're slowly getting down the list, pal. We're almost out of movies. There's like 6 more.
No, we're not.
There's...
Oh, so I'm not going to have to watch almost Child's Play or some stupid shit after this?
Well, no, we will. But we're almost out of Jason's, I mean. Like, there's almost
Can't
less...
we watch something without a sequel?
I think we should. I think when we continue this podcast, we should do we'll do Friday the 13th, and then we should watch like 7 or something, like a couple like single movies, and then get into another series just to have some, just to kind of like
have a decent movie,
have some different things going on for a while, and then we'll be like, all right, now we're doing Nightmare on Elm Street, or now we're doing Jaws or whatever, you know.
At least Jaws would be a good movie.
So do you want to know a little bit of the next movie? I'll try to get through without spoiling too much.
What, Jason stabbed somebody?
Yeah. So, Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, also known on screen as Jason Lives. Friday the 13th, Part 6. You
totally repeated yourself.
No, that's what it says. They just reverse it for screen. It says Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives, also known on screen as Jason Lives, Friday the 13th, Part 6.
Oh, well, I'm glad they put that fucking in there. I could have never figured that shit
out.
It's
a 1980... Also, this was 3 years later, I believe. 1986 American slasher in the 6th installment in the Friday the 13th film franchise.
Didn't the last one come out in 85?
I thought it was 83. Whatever. I'm not going back. It is written and directed by Tom McLaughlin, I believe. Yeah, Tom McLaughlin. Does that sound familiar to you?
Nope.
Do you want to know what other movies that guy did before I continue?
I guess.
I'm gonna find out. Let's see.
I don't really care.
He did Friday the 13th, Date with an Angel, Late Time Movie Network.
So nothing.
Yeah, he did absolutely nothing.
Great. Can't wait.
Although the original concept called for Tommy Jarvis, the protagonist of the Friday the 13th final chapter in Friday the 13th A New Beginning, to become the new villain, the poor fan reception of A New Beginning prompted the producers to bring back Jason Voorhees as the series antagonist. Also, they were just going to move on with that guy becoming Jason. And then they're like, oh, people don't like it, but everyone paid to go see the movie. I guess you had to see the movie to know you didn't like it.
But that's the thing; they didn't make him Jason. They made that stupid ambulance driver.
No, they
Jason.
were gonna make that guy become Jason.
But that's what I mean. I mean,
I guess if they would have done it, he was the killer all along. It might have had better
it probably
reception.
would have been different if they wouldn't have fucking had him become it at the very end, and then he doesn't even kill anybody.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I could just see that.
I mean, that was stupid.
In resurrecting Jason, McLaughlin made Jason an explicitly supernatural force for the first time in the series, depicting him as being raised from the dead via electricity. This version of Jason is an undead mass murderer, more powerful superhuman, would become the standard deception for the rest of the films until 2009's remake. The films, and then that goes into the remake. So this is where he starts becoming like supernatural and all that, and like gets all weird.
Great.
Well, at least there'll be like extra shit to talk about. We'll be like, oh, Jason fucking turned into a speedster and went into the Speed Force. That'd be awesome. That'd be almost like when Deathstroke did that.
That's stupid.
Are you excited for the next movie?
Can't you tell?
Yeah, you seem pretty stoked. That bitch should have danced to this. That would have been good. Would have been a good throwback, you know?
She might as well have.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10...
Turn this shit off.
No, it's our background music. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you enjoy doing this podcast?
About a 2.
See, what's weird is...
I don't mind talking about the shit, but the problem is you gotta watch it.
Yeah. And the movies have just gotten so much... Like, nothing fucking happens in these movies anymore.
No.
So that's why I think that...
At least the last movie had a lot of boobs. This one only had 2 boobs.
Yeah, but we can just...
4,
we just
if
can't...
you count them.
This isn't Talk About Titties podcast.
And the one girl barely counted as one. I mean, let's be honest. Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But like because like the early film, there was so much shitty, like the door blew open the wrong way and all that, and like nothing. It's just so boring.
Turn this shit off.
God, you're such a dickwagon. They're just so boring and nothing happens in these anymore. That I think these next couple might be a little better. Because
what makes you think that?
He gets resurrected from the dead by electricity.
Oh, so he becomes fucking Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it'll be better.
There's no fucking way.
I'm just waiting for the one that we have to talk about, because I've mentioned this every podcast now. But where this black doctor, they get Jason. It might be the last one. It's one of them. But this guy...
Don't be racist.
Jason comes into the morgue, and this guy picks up Jason's heart and eats him, and then that guy ends up becoming Jason for the rest of that film.
Sounds like Game of Thrones.
And I think it gets real odd. But that's what I think will be interesting as we're talking about, because we'll be like, what the fuck is going on? And if this is like, this is just
it would be better.
Dumb.
The last 2. I mean, you kind of had the thing with Corey Feldman. He was kind of cool that he was in it, and who was in it? Crispin Glover was in the last one.
Yeah.
There's a kid from Different Strokes in this one, and the guy from Joanna Man.
That was funny. He brought up a good point. So multiple times in this movie, people get stabbed, and they instantly die, just fall over dead.
And they're stabbed in the stomach.
Yeah, and then
with hardly any blood.
And then Tommy gets slashed across
his chest.
And climbs up a ladder.
And then cuts Jason's, or ambulance man's, arm off.
Yeah, and then he falls down.
Yeah, the more I talk about it, the stupider it gets.
Yeah, this was the absolute worst one. It sucks, too, because it's like there's nothing even to talk about for it.
No, it's just like...
'Cause it was literally just like, turn on the movie, there's people fucking or something, or it's either people fucking, or you go over to mom bitching to her son, and then a couple people die in a row. And then, Tommy's going...
And he's having flashbacks like he's in Nam.
That was a traumatic experience. And like,
get over it.
They never
Take
mentioned...
your medicine,
they didn't show,
up.
what happened to his sister and his mom. You just kind of looked at the picture and you assumed they're dead, I guess. But I don't know why his sister would be dead.
Well, the mom was definitely dead.
Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, she was murdered and so was the dog. But
like, sister got hit by a bus. She didn't die in the movie?
No.
Maybe she got hit by a bus.
Remember, he was going, die!
Oh, yeah.
Die! She's going, Tommy!
The dog died. Remember, jumped out the window? Never made it.
It's just completely ripped apart on the floor.
Dog was like, fuck this.
Wow. Well, all right, guys. I think this is the end of Podcast the 13th this week. You got any last things you want to say to the viewers before we end this? Do you recommend them watching the movie we just watched?
Fuck no.
All right. So next week we'll be watching Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.
Couldn't that be the title to every single movie?
No, because the last one he dies.
But he's back the next time.
Well, he's back in Freddy vs. Jason, if that's connected loosely.
But he lives in every movie.
Yeah. Well, except for the very final one. He's called Jason Goes to Hell. But then I think...
He doesn't live in hell?
Well,
he just goes there?
Well, do you consider someone in heaven or hell living?
I don't give a fuck. Like, no.
Exactly.
Because they don't go there.
Jason does.
Apparently.
All right. Bye, guys.